Welcome, brave soul. I am the forgotten storyteller. Before we begin, tap that like button if you dare, and drop a comment below telling me where in the world you're listening from. And if you make it to the end of this video, I hope to see you in the next story. I hope you're ready, because I am. Let's begin. Our story tonight begins in a quiet neighborhood tucked between rows of trees that shiver in the midnight wind. A modest house, not too old, not too new, just lived in enough to feel like it breathes when no one's watching. Inside, there's the scent of lavender from the plug-in diffuser. The living room clock ticks softly, and the last light in the hall has just been turned off. And upstairs, a mother rocks her infant in her arms. She hums without knowing the tune, just soft sounds to fill the hush. Outside the nursery, the hallway is dim, and at the end of it sits a baby monitor. Just a simple one. White plastic with a blue power light to show it's on. Crackling faintly with static, soft and harmless, like an old radio catching whispers of night wind. The mother yawns, easing the baby into its crib. She brushes a tiny cheek with her fingertip. The baby sighs and does not wake. Downstairs, she places the second monitor on her nightstand. The house creaks a little as it settles. And in the stillness, just before she turns off the lamp, the monitor lets out a pop. And then a lullaby. But not one she knows. Not English. The words slide gently, fluidly, in a language with soft vowels and elongated hums, like something you'd hear on an old record from across the sea. It's almost beautiful, but it's coming from the nursery. She stares at the speaker, brows tightening. She picks it up, shakes it gently. The melody continues, then ends just as softly as it began, and the clock reads 3:17 a.m. She checks the baby, still asleep, still breathing, peaceful. The monitor's light glows steady. The next night, she forgets about it. The hum of exhaustion in her mind smooths out the memory like a stone underwater. But at 3:17 a.m., it begins again. This time, the tune is different. Still not in English, but slower, almost mournful. It sounds closer somehow. She records it. She posts it to a forum. Most people say it's just a cross signal. Baby monitors, they say, can pick up anything. CB radios, passing taxis, walkie-talkies. One commenter jokes that it's a ghost nanny. She doesn't laugh. The next night, she listens with headphones. The song begins just like clockwork. And this time, behind the melody, she hears something else. A second voice, whispering, not singing. Whispering names too faint to catch clearly. But when she plays the recording back the next morning, the whispering is gone. The song is still there. But the undercurrent, the hush of that secret voice, is missing. Like it only exists when you're listening live. That evening, her husband suggests turning it off. Maybe even returning it. But she shakes her head. Somewhere in her, she feels a need to listen. Not fear. Something deeper. Like the house is asking her to. And outside, a wind has picked up. The trees shift in the yard like sleepers rolling over. Somewhere in the walls, the heater exhales. And the baby monitor crackles again. 3:17. Every night. Exactly. And every night, the lullaby is different. Same voice. Same rhythm, but a different tune. She tries to trace it. She calls the manufacturer. They insist it has no range beyond the room. No radio capacity. No voice control. No playback memory. It's analog. Pure static. Unless it's hearing something. Unless someone, or something, is singing to her baby. Days pass, though they feel slow and soft, like dream time. The mother begins to wake before the lullaby starts. As if her body has adjusted to the frequency of it. Her breath shallowing a few minutes before that exact moment. 3:17 a.m. And now she doesn't just listen. She writes the sounds down, phonetic syllables in a notebook, the kind she used in college. She tries to find matches online, uploading the audio to translation sites, forums, linguistic subreddits. No matches. No known language. But some of the sounds repeat. Some of the notes feel familiar now. She hums them back during the day without realizing. A tune that doesn't belong to her, but now lives in her throat as soft as breath. She dreams of water. Deep and slow, dark beneath. In the dreams, she hears the lullaby, not from a speaker, but from under the floorboards. The baby's fine. Always fine. Sleeping soundly, growing, smiling. But she begins to notice things. Small things. The air smells different in the nursery, faintly sweet like old perfume. The mobile above the crib sometimes spins on its own. And then one morning, she finds a perfect handprint on the inside of the window. Small and delicate, too small to be hers. Too refined to be the baby's. And in the hallway, The baby monitor sits where it always does, blue light on and silent. That night, she tells her husband. He smiles patiently, rubbing her shoulders, blaming hormones, fatigue, imagination. He promises to stay up with her the next night, but he falls asleep, and the monitor sings again. 3:17. The new lullaby is softer now, but it's not alone. Between the notes, the whispering voice returns, this time clearer. A list of names she thinks like a roll call, but then, she hears her name, just once, folded into the melody, like a breath beneath a blanket, but clear. She freezes, rewinds, but it's gone. Live only, you can only hear whispered voice right as it's happening. She doesn't sleep the rest of the night. The next morning, she asks her mother, just casually, "Did you sing to me in another language when I was a baby?" Her mother pauses, frowning. "No, just old nursery rhymes." "Why?" The woman shakes her head. "Just curious." But her hands are cold. Her heart thuds like footsteps in a hallway. That evening, she takes the baby to her friend's house, just for a night. To clear her head, she brings the monitor with her. Same outlet, same settings. At 3:17 a.m., nothing but static, no song. No whispering, no sound at all. The monitor remains silent, except for its usual background fuzz. She brings the baby back the next morning. That night, the lullaby returns. Exactly 3:17 a.m. Only when they are home. Only from that room. She listens closer this time, wearing noise-canceling headphones. Eyes closed. Mind tuned to every rise and fall of the melody. And suddenly behind the notes she hears something new. A new voice, a third one. This one does not sing. It doesn't whisper. It speaks. But only 3 words. "Come join us." She gasps, pulls the headphones off. The room around her is still. The monitor quiets. She holds her breath, then rushes to the nursery. The baby sleeps untouched. The air feels colder now. The corners of the room darker. Not shadowed, just somehow distant. As if the walls themselves had taken a step back. That morning, she speaks with a linguist she found through a forum. She plays the clearest recording for him. He listens and says, "This isn't any known language, but the structure's too consistent to be random. Someone meant this." He pauses. "Did you say this comes from a monitor?" She nods. He hesitates. "There are folk beliefs," he says slowly. "In some cultures, spirits use breath or sound to travel. Air vents and wind. Even wires." She goes quiet. She remembers the whisper behind the lullaby. The way the voice said, "Come join us." Not a demand. Not even a warning. Just a gentle calling. She thanks the linguist, closes her laptop, and stares at the monitor. The blue light glows. Waiting. She begins a new ritual. Each night, she writes the lyrics phonetically. Each night, she lights a candle near the crib. She whispers the words back after the song ends. A call and response. And one night, the baby begins to hum along. Just a note. One note. On key. She no longer fears the song. It's part of the house now, woven into the walls, the floorboards, the hush of the nursery curtains as they sway. The candle flickers gently each night, casting slow-moving shadows that feel almost like old memories stretching awake. The baby sleeps better than ever. She sleeps lightly, but not from dread, from readiness. And then one final night, 3:17 a.m. The lullaby begins, but something's different. No static this time. No white noise. Only clarity. Every note was pure. Every syllable gentle and deliberate. She realizes it's the same song she heard the first night. The very first one. The one she couldn't understand, now familiar like an old friend returning with stories to share. But something else arrives with it. A presence. Soft and ancient and still. The air in the nursery cools, but not unkindly. A shape moves, not seen but felt. Like the brush of a hem on a wooden floor. The baby stirs. Smiles in his sleep. And then she hears it again. Not from the monitor this time, but from the corner of the room. A voice faint as fog. "Thank you." The candle goes out. The blue light on the monitor fades. Not with a flicker, but like a sigh. And from that night on, there is no more song. No static. No whispers. Only silence, very peaceful and complete. The house breathes gently again. The air smells only of lavender. And each night she listens, not for what's there, but for what's gone, and smiles. Let us know in the comments, would you have kept the baby monitor after the first time you heard voices from it?
Ready for spine-chilling tales that will haunt your thoughts. Subscribe to Forgotten Storyteller for eerie narrations, unsettling mysteries, and haunting stories you won't forget. Hit the bell icon so you never miss a story, because some stories refuse to stay buried. Join us, if you dare.